Hey guys, so it's it's one of those choice things, and don't mind the picture because obviously that's what they were going for. But this brings up a very interesting choice. So it says Goku will teach you martial arts for 6 weeks, which sounds amazing, or spend 6 weeks doing whatever you want with these women. Now, obviously, you know what they're implying, but here I am thinking about it from another way. You have 6 weeks to spend with some of the best shinobi in that village. Tsunade, who can freaking punch through mountains. Sakura, who can, you know, punch the ground, same thing, craters in her wake. Um, Hinata, who's like a taijutsu master. Ino, who can, mind transfer. You have these women who are incredibly strong, who can teach you really cool shit. You have Goku, who, I mean, I don't think anything needs to be said about Goku, but it's really also the which style of fighting do you want? Now, each one has its benefits, obviously. You have the Naruto universe where they have an entire academy dedicated to teaching children how to shoot fire with just a few hand signs. So if a child can do it, however, you have then in the Dragon Ball Z universe where there's only a select few people who ever have a battle power of, close to what would be considered abnormal. So now, can it be raised? Of course, with training, hard work, and that's where Goku comes in as a great teacher, because he knows that okay, well, and that's the other thing with Goku. He's had so many teachers, from his grandpa Gohan to Master Roshi to Korin to Mr. Popo and Kami to King Kai. Now we have the gods, Beerus and Whis training him. So he knows that the different forms of training. He knows that okay, well, this person's their strength, their battle power is only like 15. We can raise it, but it's going to take a different approach because I can't train them like I would someone who has a naturally abnormal power. So I think 6 weeks, even if you don't go from what you are to like planet busting, the strength increase you'll get in that 6 weeks will be insane. It'll teach you how to harness your ki and to look what Videl was able to use in short time of training. You'll be able to learn to fly, be able to harness your ki, and be able to, project it or use it to kind of coach yourself in like an aura, kind of like a shield. So you can learn a lot of cool basic things, between the flight and the, your battle power may not be that great, but hey, you'll still be able to do a lot of cool crap. Like your ki itself, that's like you're harnessing like the power of small stars. So, you may not physically be possible, but you're going to be able to blast things, which makes you a threat. And if anyone was to come to you, you alone could take out an entire army just with one blast. That's how strong these things are. Um, and Goku would tailor the training to your specific needs. Unfortunately, with that universe, it's pretty much solely key based and offense. You don't see a lot of whole defensive type things. It's like brute strength. I mean, there's healing and stuff like that, but it's more prominent with the brute strength. You know, um, being able to cause as much destruction in a short time as possible. Whereas with the ladies, with the shinobi, again, you have genjutsu, which doesn't cause any harm, really. It doesn't have to, at least. Where you just put someone under an illusion and, you know, you can make them think they're sitting on the beach when they're actually being a freaking punching bag for you. It, you know, you have Tsunade, who has healing jutsu. You get your arm blown off, well, chakra, throw it right back. Um, Hinata, even though she obviously you can't learn the Byakugan from her, she can tell you how to and teach you how to kind of like focus and kind of be able to hone in on people's energies and see better around you. Even blind, you'll be able to see better around you. But of course, Goku can teach you the same thing. Um, but I think the girls would definitely be not as delicate as Goku. I mean, I think Hinata would. Hinata's just a genuinely good person, and I think if she yelled at you at least once, she would feel really bad about it. And she'd be like Goku. She'd find another way. It's like, okay, well, this isn't working, so we're gonna find a way. I'm not giving up on you. We've got 6 weeks. We're gonna find a way to get your power from here to there, to where you're satisfied with it. And we will train, we will learn something every day for the next 6 weeks. And Goku would be the same. He would realize, hey, I can't train you like I've trained my son or whoever else who had a high battle power already. I have to kind of start with the basics, just as my grandpa did, just as he taught me. I have to start from basically square one and work your way up, basically harnessing ki, being able to take that ki inside and project it, flight, sensing others, and being in touch with your inner self and nature and this and that. Um, I think Sakura and Tsunade would probably give a tough love approach because while they are very caring, they can't stand seeing someone kind of give up on themselves. Ino would probably, she says what's on her mind. Um, and we're not just talking about these four. There's still 10-10. Who's 10-10? Um, you could throw Tamari in there. Um, but if it's just the girls shown here, you each have a fighting style. You each have, like, again, taijutsu, medical. They all excel at something. You could learn so much from them in 6 weeks. Goku, same thing. So it's really a matter of fighting style. Do you want brute strength, where you have a ball of ki that you can blast into a mountain and blow the damn thing up? Or something like, oh yeah, they can teach you taijutsu to where you can just, even not, if you're not physically strong, you can use your chakra to enhance it to make it stronger. So instead of if you punch a brick wall and you like can't break through it, just a normal person punching a brick wall, right? If you enhance it with chakra, you'll be able to dent it. And the more you train, the more you'll be able to, before you know it, you broke through that brick wall. So, or you can learn genjutsu. You find yourself in a situation you don't want to be in, and you cast an illusion on everyone. It wears off after a while, and while they're all stuck in that illusion, you've made your getaway. Um, so it's really the matter of style. I mean, the idea of flight. I think that's the one thing that draws me to Goku. What is that power of flight? Because while Shinobi are skilled, you don't really see any of them fly. Pain can fly. Obito and Madara were able to fly around. Kaguya, basically all of the Otsuki that are introduced can fly. But when first starting out, you're not really seeing anyone fly around. Anoki can fly around, but it's not nearly as fast as you would see as with Goku. So the power of flight sounds really cool. Being able to destroy or defend yourself when you're not physically strong simply with a small ki blast, because most people, more times than not, normal people are not going to stand against that. A small ki blast against a normal human after you've trained, you'd obliterate them. You destroy them. They can also do the whole walking on water thing. They can fight underwater. I mean, retcon shows that them fighting in space, they can kind of like cloak themselves in aura to kind of breathe in space. It's like a makeshift space suit. So you have all this cool shit you can do as being trained under Goku. But being a ninja sounds really freaking cool. You know? You can do the walking on water and climbing up trees and jumping from rooftops, and it's like, oh, well, just fly. Well, sometimes maybe you don't want to fly. Maybe you want to jump from roof to roof or tree to tree. having the medical ninjutsu um, kind of under your belt, knowing how to take your chakra and, almost, speed up the cell process of dividing cells and make yourself heal faster. Um, Whereas they have to kind of rely on sensu beans, they rely solely on their own inner chakra. They rely on inner energy to heal themselves. Um, so, I don't know. What would I prefer? And it also comes down to the training itself. Goku's going to push you. Goku will push you. And again, this is a universe where they have children in school learning how to make clones and fireballs and this and that. So the training wouldn't be too bad. I don't think. It'd definitely be a lot easier than Goku. But I think with Goku, I think the reward would be better because 6 weeks training with Goku, your strength will far exceed anything. Like you'd be able to come in and slap all these fucking ninja around. That's how strong you would get just in a short amount of time with Goku. Me training with Goku, knowing that he won't hold back. No, he would hold back to some extent because he knows you're just a human. He doesn't want to knock your head, straight off your body. So, uh, I mean, I like the idea of, being like that super powered human, being able to shoot ki blasts, not having to, every single time. Although some people can do signless jutsu, we saw Haku was so fast he could just, with one hand. Um, and again, the healing factor of it is really, really cool. The fact that Goku and the people on Earth need like sensu beans and stuff, while the Shinobi have, for small things, they can use their own chakra once they've learned how to do it. You get a whole shot through you. You can use your chakra to accelerate cell division and just kind of close it up and heal it. So, I mean, that's really cool. But then again, that's not really needed if you're the one on Earth who, like, the strongest one on Earth. Like, if you've trained with Goku, there's not going to be anyone on Earth who's going to be able to stop you. Again, you could face an entire army and just wipe them out with one blast because your power far exceeds them. Also, we have to put into account that Goku might put you in the hyperbolic time chamber with him, which increases even more. What was it? Every minute that goes by is a day there, so it's like in just one day, a year has passed. So imagine how strong you could get in 6 weeks. Imagine the strength you would possess in 6 weeks if you stayed in the hyperbolic time chamber. Or well, if it's just Goku, I don't think he'd have access to Whis' staff where he can put him into that other kind of like hyperbolic time chamber realm that Whis put him and Vegeta into. But I would assume that he would use the hyperbolic time chamber because it's accessible. And assuming, I mean, obviously, if Goku's teaching you, clearly the other things exist as well. And the ninja don't really have anything like that. So I would assume that he would put you in the time chamber with him, and that would kind of help along your process, even if you're not able to kind of, catch on. You're still in there, you're still training. So your battle power is still growing and growing and growing. He's teaching you, you're gaining experience and skills, you're increasing your ki levels. So imagine 6 weeks in that time chamber over being a ninja. Again, Goku can just go into their universe and slap every single one of them. The what's his name? Shibai Osuki, the god of pretty much everything. Yeah, Goku goes in there. He just slaps him around. Like there's no one in that universe who can stand against Goku. So it's like, oh well, Shibai lives in his own dimension. This dude is like multi-universal macro, like a macrocosm is different realms, and he was threatening to destroy it with just punches with Beerus. So yeah, Naruto universe gets slapped around by this guy. You can have everyone, and he's just like poof. I would have to say Goku because as much as it would, it'd be fun because it'd be like, oh yeah, we'd take a break, and he would probably push you. Him pushing you would help you reach your max potential. You'd be, like I said, most likely in the hyperbolic time chamber, and one just flick of a freaking key blast would be enough to destroy basically their entire world. So I would have to go to Goku. So 6 weeks in a hyperbolic time chamber, learning with Goku, learning how to harness my ki and flight and this and that, learning how to breathe in space by coating myself in ki and learning how to do this, using that to swim, underwater and that and not having to, every single time because that signless jutsu and what Haku is doing with one hand, that takes skill and speed. So like when Haku was doing it, because he was so fast, it was like almost like registering as if he was using two hands. And only exceptionally powerful shinobi can do it without wielding any signs. So when it comes to accessibility, I would say Goku. Because Goku, I mean, again, they teach kids how to become ninjas, but Goku has learned with so many people, and if you're in the time chamber, he can go at a slower, steadier pace, but you're still learning a lot. As long as he gets you through the basics, the rest of it will be easy. It's just learning how to harness and all that. But once he gets you past that, that should be enough to get you from like here to all the way up to an extremely high level. Yeah, I'd say Goku. As much as the girls would be fun to talk to and hang out with and all the cool stuff they could teach, healing jutsu just isn't necessary when you've got Goku style strength where you don't really have to worry about being harmed because you're the strongest on the planet. But because yeah, Tsunade and Sakura have raw strength, but their raw strength is nothing compared to Goku. Yeah, she can break mountains and leave craters. Goku at this point can punch the planet and the entire thing just blows up. So yeah, I gotta give it to Goku. I definitely think I would prefer to train with him for 6 weeks. I know it'll be hard, but the payoff will be a lot better. Um, Maybe we all can train with Goku. Even them. So maybe Goku can learn a few jutsu along the way. But I have to give it to Goku. Just it's more beneficial, even though it's all just raw strength and power. Uh, Being able to harness ki and knowing that even if you're not physically strong, your ki is enough to do huge amount of damage. Like take out an entire army. So you also learn he teach you all his cool techniques. You learn the Kamehameha, you learn basically anything he knows, he'll teach you. The only thing you wouldn't be able to do is go Super Saiyan, Ultra. I mean, he could teach you Ultra Instinct, if you were really willing, but 6 weeks, I don't think it would be enough time for that. Solar Flare, and all these other cool techniques, you would learn all of those. Um, and for Kamehameha, that means all forms of Kamehameha. His bending Kamehameha, most likely he try to teach you Ultra Instinct. Um, Although I don't think he can. I think you do still have to train with people on Yardrat for that. But I think he would teach you like a form of it, like a high speed Kamehameha that almost mimics uh Ultra instant transmission. But even though it's also Destructo Disc, even though it's Krillin's, Goku uses it. He knows how to use it. So I think Goku with all those destructive abilities would just better. And he's just a genuinely nice person who, I mean, plenty of food, good company, and you know, when you get out, you'll be able to freaking punch buildings down. So yeah, I'm gonna give it to Goku. But what do you guys think? Who would you prefer to train with for 6 weeks? The lovely ladies in the Shinobi world or Goku? Um, Again, I'm looking at this from a beneficial standpoint. I know what the picture was trying to imply, but it did make me question. It's like, well, who would I rather train with? Because I'm thinking it's like, oh, do whatever you want with these women. It's like, well, if you're hanging out with these Shinobi who are extremely powerful, you're gonna want to learn from them. So, plus they're all too good for me anyway, so I wouldn't even bother. Um, but I was like, yeah, it comes down to, you know, what could you learn from them? What could you learn from Goku? So, but yeah, Goku hands down. But let me know what you guys think. Who would you prefer? Let me know. But that's gonna do it for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.